welcome to Better Academy's Tier 2 finals game between Blackout and No Daylight. I am Breezy Feather. Just like our T3 finals match between Blackwatch and SR Goblins, we are pulling out all the stops. We've worked out some of the kinks from our last broadcast that will make this one our smoothest yet. So I'd like to quickly inform everyone of some upcoming events. Our Tier 1 season is coming to a close, which means Tier 1 semifinals and finals will be happening soon. The exact date is to be announced. Our regional tournament will be starting on the 27th of June, so make sure that you look out for that. And shortly thereafter will be our All-Stars games. It's been a huge request in the community, and we are thrilled to be able to bring that to you. Once again, the exact dates are, to be announced. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in. Good Lord. I'm going to hand it over to our awesome desk now, and they will hopefully have fewer issues with speaking than me. Take it away, guys.
Oh, whoa. Time bomb, I don't think we can hear you, bro.
Time bomb, you're muted.
Time bomb, you're muted.
You're muted on your thing.
Is that better?
There we go.
Yes,
There we
that's
go.
much
Cool.
better.
Hey, so part 2. Let's rewind it back. Hi, I'm Time Bomb. Welcome to our Better Academy, Better League T2 Finals. We're so happy that you have joined us for a great game tonight with Blackout and No Daylight. I'm joined by several wonderful co-hosts. Guys, can you go over your names real quick, please?
I'm Zach as a pinhead.
I am Eddie.
Oh,
I am
can't-
glad to come from behind the scenes and be able to talk on stream. So this is cool.
The one and only.
Glad to be here.
Lastly, we're joined by...
Who is it? To me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, sick! Walrus.
Walrus,
Yeah,
baby. Yes.
Back
the
at it,
Walrus
baby.
Manslap. Yeah. So Walrus and Eddie, thank you guys for joining us for your first time on the desk. Some OG players and people here. We're so happy, like I said, that you guys have joined us. We just want to talk about some of the things that are going on tonight for you guys. So like I said, we've got Blackout versus No Daylight. Now let's kind of go over some of the starting players for Blackout here. So first up, I know we have, let me see. First up, I know that we have a really strong roster coming out of both teams, but especially, like I said, we want to look at Blackout first here. We've got Dr. Chaboy, OG Qson, used to go by Call Me Qson, but now OG Qson, Rare Rage, Versace Rain, and Chef Roblox, as well as Chibaba. Now, I know we had a couple of problems coming in, some scheduling issues. I don't think they're running at full steam, but it still looks like a really strong roster. What do you guys think about this roster coming into the game? What do you think their chances are here?
I don't think they need their full steam ahead roster to be okay. So I think Blackout's going to manage just fine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Blackout play. Like I was on a team with Qson and Chaboy, so I'm very familiar with what they're capable of. I know they're like really good players, so yeah, I think they'll be fine, man. And we all, I don't want to hype up Zach too much, but we all know like what Blackwatch has been able to do as an org, so I know they're gonna have their players ready to go.
I agree, man. Blackout's a great org, and they always seem very prepared for every match they go into. They're going to come out to see what No Daylight has prepared for them if they have something kind of crazy prepped for them.
Yeah. Now, I know we were mentioning before, Dr. Chaboy, a well-known figure in the community now, has been with us for a while. Eddie, I know you've played on a team with him. Walrus, I think you might have as well. And I know that this is actually my first season not playing on a team with Chaboy, an old friend and a very, very strong flex DPS player. We know he's a very good shot caller and a pretty big playmaker. We've seen him on everything from Hanzo to Tracer to Doom, Reaper. I mean, he's got a kill count with Torb Hammer next to his name. So, Eddie, what do you think we're going to be expecting here from Chaboy?
Chaboy is like, for me, when I played with him, I was like so excited when we added him to the team because what I look for as a tank player from a DPS is like I'm gonna try to stay alive and give my DPS enough time to start just popping off and making plays. And one thing about your boy, man, it's like you can kind of put him on a timer. Like every 10 seconds, you're just gonna see his name in the kill feed. He's gonna flip the numbers in your team's favor and just, help you win team fights and ultimately win the match, man. Your boy's a great player. Love that guy.
Yeah, usually with a hammer.
Yeah.
Usually with a hammer next to his name. Zach, what do you think about with Chaboy? And also, what do you think about Joe Wallaby? Not on
Dude,
the starting
the
lineup,
man
but
himself.
a big popular figure coming in, and we do think that we're going to see him fairly soon.
Yeah,
what do you think about those two players?
As far as Chaboy goes, I gave up yelling at him. You'll probably see him play a little Tracer.
Yeah.
Good heroes, I guess. And
I
as
mean,
far
with
as
the
Joe
Genji buffs.
Wallaby goes, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play, but maybe the best tier 2 player of all time. I know that might be a bold statement, but that man, he's a minor celebrity. So
I mean,
gotta
he
be good.
achieved that minor celebrity status for a reason. You are right. Now, lastly, what do you think? What do you think about this roster as a whole and these two players coming in? I know you said that you're feeling strong about them, Walrus. Any final thoughts on that, real quick?
I played a lot against Jaboy in season 1. And I remember doing VODs and stuff.
Mhm.
And the main focus on that team was if you take Jaboy out of the fight, you win the game.
Yeah, the OG Trash Bros
did.
lineup. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know Steph's in the chat, and then he knows that I told him
Yeah.
I was like, if you don't, your one job is to beat Jaboy. I haven't seen
Yeah.
a lot about Joe Wallaby. I tried looking at his stat feed or whatever, and all it said was strength. He's Joe Wallaby.
Yeah,
So
when
apparently
you
he's got
are,
it all.
yeah, when you are the one, the only, the Wallaby, that's all you really need.
Apparently.
So next up, we've talked about Blackout a little bit. Let's look at the underdog here. Let's look at the people facing up against the Goliath. Let's look at No Daylight. No Daylight, the newcomers in this season, they're a brand new team headed up by a well-known figure in the org, headed up by Yellcrab, their coach. Now, they've got a pretty strong lineup coming in. They've got Rory on DPS, McSaucy Nuggets on support, Dex Time and Mania coming in on tank, Vixuzi coming in on support, and Storble Nat on DPS. Now, personally, I'm surprised to see Mania on the off-tank slot. Now, Mania is a very strong, very explosive DPS player. And I know, again, there was some roster slip-ups on both sides where both teams aren't at their full strength. But I'm very interested to see how Mania plays on off-tank because it is just – a lot of people see it as a big, heavy DPS. Zach, what do you think about these changes?
I think they're interesting. I was watching some of their codes because Blackout, is playing them, and they do well together for being tier 2. So, I want to see how they work without being, at full strength. I want to see if they'll actually lose any strength or if they could just keep moving as usual.
Walrus, what do you think about this lineup, especially with strong supports like Vixuzi and McSaucy? McSaucy, well known for interesting boops, and Vixuzi just a very dependable support player. When we asked for some descriptions of their players, one of the descriptions that came with her was an extremely consistent and flexible support player, which is really what you need there. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, any good team is depicted off of your support line. The flexibility and the consistency of your support line is going to depend on every push and every game you play, how well it's played.
Yeah.
So if they can stay consistent and make swaps when they need to, they'll be just fine.
Exactly, and like you said, consistency and flexibility is the name of the game here. I mean, the name of the game is Overwatch, but I mean, if you have those two factors, it really helps out. Now, we see Storble Nat in the lineup there. Eddie,
Yeah.
You've known Nat for a long time, and we both know how flexible he is. I've seen him play Brian. I've seen him play McCree. I've seen him play several healers. I mean, the guy can play any role you put him on. What do you think seeing him here on the lineup?
one thing that you have to have for a championship team are players that are like glue guys with intangibles that can like pull the team together when you're in a tight spot. Know how to just, yeah, the swing
The
factor.
swing factor.
Players who
Yeah.
can just make plays when you need it. And Storable is definitely one of those players. He's a veteran to the server, veteran to the league. So, I remember one of the first games I was able to broadcast when I came back. I think they played New Future. No Daylight played New Future. They were down 0-2. Nat got subbed in, and it was like a completely different team. And I know it was because he was in there communicating and just, you know, doing Nat things. So I think he's going to be a standout player for No Daylight.
Yeah. I don't think we have any stats specific for it, but No Daylight has had several like reverse sweeps in similar situations in this league. And I think they really do have that swing factor. Coming into this game, they are a very David versus Goliath situation, but if any team could take them on, I think it might be No Daylight. I do think they have a chance. So that's why I'm going to put my prediction with No Daylight. Personally, my prediction is going to go with No Daylight. I think my old buddy Yellgrub and the great team that he's put together. He said that sometimes it's like herding cats, but man, this pack has been really strong in their showing. So my voting is going to go with No Daylight. Zach, I could guess I think where you're going, but let's
All right,
say it
so
anyways.
you know
where
what?
going?
Last time around, I went with a 3-1, and I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go with a 3-0 today. I said Blackwatch is clean sweeping all the tiers, and I have faith in my tier 2 team that they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
I think it's going to be 3-2, No Daylight. That's what I think. Eddie, what do you think, man? What do you think? Where's your prediction coming in?
I'm gonna have to go with Blackout, man. I think it's gonna go all 5.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, I don't know, man. I
You're gonna go all
I know
5.
Chaboy is
3-2
gonna pop
Blackout.
off. I know Q-Sun is gonna probably boop like
As
3
Chaboy
people off
does.
of a spot that I didn't even know you could boop people off.
Yeah.
And then I know I just know
Q-Sun's
Blackwatch. You guys prepare your team so well. You guys like remind me of like Fat Shat season 1. Like you're always like ready to go.
How dare you?
Seriously.
Speaking of Fat Chat Season 1 members, let's go to Walrus as our final desk analyst for a prediction. My guy, what's your prediction looking at? What are you thinking here?
I think Blackout is a great or who has a lot of things going for it. But I'll never vote for Blackout. I'm gonna go No Daylight.
Oh yeah,
3-0.
okay, 3-0.
Oh. 3 maps and a handshake for No Daylight coming out for
GG's.
Walrus. Okay, all right. So it looks like the desk is pretty split. We're excited to see what happens. I think it's going to be a great game either way. We've got a really good map pool coming out, chose by our T2 commissioner, Metality. So the map pool coming at you is going to be Li Jiang and the Temple of Anubis, followed by King's Row, and then I believe if it goes further than that, we're going to go to Watchpoint Gibraltar, Oasis, and Ilios. So that's the map pool we've intended for tonight. So on that note, let's take it away to Li Jiang Tower with our 2 casters for you tonight. Mr. Neely himself, joined by the one, the only Hurricane. Take it away, guys.
All right, so we're live. Apparently.
Kane, your mic.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Better Academy T2 finals between No Daylight and Blackout. I'm joined with the great Reinhardt Main himself, Neely. Neely, what are you expecting in this matchup here?
I'm expecting a lot of pins from Dex time. That's the one thing we always know. I'm always going to comment on the Ryan stuff, and it's going to be a lot of pins coming out from Dex time, and it's going to be Rare Rage's job to not just get pinned and take it all game. I think if he can stand up to Dex, that's what's going to give Blackout the edge in this game. I think I heard something about Mania not starting on DPS, but I mean, I know they got a lot of good DPS over there on No Daylight. I really think it's going to be a pretty even match. I heard a lot of things going in the way of Blackout, and that is the way I'm going to go as well, but I'm going 3-2, nail-biter right to the end.
You're absolutely right. Blackout is going to be a force to be dealt with. I, on the other hand, like the Like the comp of No Daylight, I like Mania on that off tank. He plays it very well. So I'm going to say No Daylight is going to win this one 3-2. It's going to be super close. But with that, we are going to take a short break. And then we will be right back with you with the start on map 1 at Lijiang. We will see you then.
Finals, we're starting off here on Lijiang Tower. With me, as always, Neely. Looks like we're going to be running a double Reinhardt comps here. What's going to be the advantage for either team here, Cam?
I'm seeing a Junkrat right now on one side, which is going to be able to spam down Blackout here, but they're running the hardcore May Reaper, more elite, so they're running fast, and when it gets you, it's going to hurt.
The Maywall does come up on the side of Chibubba, doesn't quite get anything with it as the poke battle continues. Both Reinhardt's going to be throwing fire strikes in. Doesn't seem to find anybody. Next time, almost gets walled off there, but manages to fall back down. Still, capture point just unlocks now. Next time, losing his barrier, going to have to give a little bit of ground as Blackwatch is going to capture the first point here.
Yeah, and they're going to lose objective. Dex tries to pull out one of his patented pins to try to take it. Mania finds Chibubba on the left side. That could be a huge space creator. They don't have to deal with a Maywall now. Now they just got to try to run him over. They're dealing with Coalescence Tire coming in. Finds Houston really quick there. This is looking like it's going the way of No Daylight here, and it will. It's not enough rain, and the rest will fall from there. But that's going to be 22% or more. We'll see when they cap. Right there. Around, your classic 30% cap for Blackout to start it off. Ray Rage.
Yeah, that's it.
Next time, Bolt Out Shadow.
It was very impressive on the side of No Daylight. Chef Roblox had the Coalescence early. Threw it into the team fight, but it didn't seem to matter as Storm and Nat caught that Riptire. As a big shatter comes down, does get 3, but an answer shatter by Dextime. You can't ask for better than that. As the rally comes in, Saucy McNuggets is going to go in as Ryzen with the huge Death Blossom, gonna get 4, and that's going to be a decisive team fight win for No Daylight.
Yeah, they commit a lot of ults there. Q-San's kind of off to the right here, but he should be able to get back nice and safe. They invest 3, but they're going to be coming up on just grab here, really, now. Blackout with all of the ultimates coming online except for Shatter. They trade Shatter for 3 ultimates, opening up with a poke and just roadblocks. And a grab. So Daylight deep counter.
And a Rare Rage are going to get fixed to go into this one. No Daylight's really going to have to black out as a Death Blossom by Chaboy comes out. A little unnecessary, but he wanted to make sure that he got the job done. And at 56%, it's going to switch back over to Blackout as they try to get up to this first choke point on Lijiang Tower here to try to stop any progress on the side of No Daylight.
Yeah, Dr. Chaboy doing his best Tinkerbell impression there right at the end. I don't know what he was going for, but Chibubba's going to have the freeze here, and I think he's going to try to lock it down right here if I had to guess. Here it comes right now. Counter Shatter, but he's not going to find anything. It's just going to keep him off. Trades going both ways. No Daylight in the lead. Tire coming out here trying to find 2 from Storable Dad.
That's just a game changer by Storable. Use that ultimate to really change the tide. The counter Shatter slowed down progress, and Mania did not get hit by that Blizzard, but Dr. Chaboy on the point, going to try to stall out as long as possible, but at 70%, we have a Maywall back into here, going to stall progress a little bit longer as the main tank's going to come back next time. They're going to block the majority of it, but does get 2. No follow-up though as the Graviton is going to come out. Next time holding that shield up as Coalescence going to be thrown in on the side of Blackout. Nothing seems to be happening in there. Slow progress. Ryzen though is going to get another triple on his Death Blossom. Talk about ult economy, you can't hit any better than that with 2 Death Blossoms and 9 kills. That's about as peak Reaper as you can ask for.
3 plus 3 equals 9 here in Better Academy if you were curious.
He had 4 on his first one.
You know what? It's 9. So, wait, that's 7. I'm so confused. Anyway.
Yeah, there's
no ultimates. No ultimates. Except for Dex. Dex has the Shatter. And we're going to be going into last fight territory here. Blackout going to be forced to play it slow and win a neutral fight. Grab coming out from Mania. Won't find anything. Finds Q-San early. Big Shatter. And that's looking all No Daylight right there. They want to take control center for themselves. Now it's just clean up.
That was a decisive victory on the side of No Daylight. The ult economy, I feel, definitely in the favor of No Daylight. Blackout, a couple of fights there that came in with a heavy ultimate advantage and still didn't manage to get the point. I think they only had control of the point twice in that entire game. And that's just better game management, I feel.
Yeah, but what Blackout did do is they did somehow contest. They lost the fight, I thought, pretty decisively. Found 2 picks and were able to tick up to 90%. The problem was it took a lot of ultimate investment to get it there, and then they didn't have anything to come in and clean up with. The main thing I want to point out right now is Dex is playing. I know it's 1 map, 1 point. Dex is playing really well. He's not hitting. He's just playing Reinhardt. And I have to say, like I've always said, he's like the worst Ryan. He just throws so many fights by winning.
Very aggressive. All they go Reinhardt. TP strat wounded coming later to get that point present early. Is next time to throw that fire strike in. Doesn't quite find anything, but the poke battle on point is going to be a slow and tedious one here, as neither team can really seem to get through that doorway there. But Versace Rain on the Zarya is going to be fairly charged and is going to try to keep everyone back, as Blackout will get first point.
Oh, he finds Shababa. That's a gigantic pick. That could really open it up. They're going to go open with it next time pick. He can make some space. Royce and finds Rare, and now it's a Ryan versus no Ryan team. And this is going to go the way of No Daylight right now. I keep wanting to say Death Watch for some reason. No Daylight going to be taking the point rather quickly. Only 20% or so is going to be going over to Blackout here, which is not what you want to look for. Yeah, they just played it real slow. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I hate, like, I was feeling for Dex there. I hate going into a sim on this point. It's an absolute nightmare. And Chibaba's immediately going to switch off to this Pharah.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big problem for No Daylight. They don't really have a great counter for the Pharah. As the Shatter comes in, he doesn't quite find Cult Shatter's going to come in. Neither finds the thing. As next time, taking his aggressive nature, he's going to charge all the way in, though. Does get Chef Roblox, but now he's going to be out of position here. But Saucy Nuggets is going to come in to try to help out as the rest of No Daylight gets through, and Rare Range is going to fall early. A Death Block from Ryzen doesn't get the 5-man like he's accustomed to, but does get 1. And that's going to be another teamfight win with minimal ult usage on the side of No Daylight.
Yeah, a lot of ults are stacking up for Blackout. We're just going to come out right now and say it's Roizen. Real quick, it's just or Rory, or maybe it's Rory. I think they call him Rory. Regardless, if Rory's on, I don't know, man. Make your names easy.
I like
Rally opening up here for Chef Roblox. Big re-brawl, gets stunned out. Nothing's really happening. They use both support outs on the side of Blackout here, and they're trying to find something. Rare's just in a trap swinging. He's going to hold on to his life, and Blackout will invest absolutely everything except for Shatter. Now, No Daylight will be losing the point at 72, but they will have Window, they will have Wrap, they will have Shatter and Tire. This is all you need to come take a point and put it into that last fight territory. You walk in with a rally, I don't see how you don't come out with a win. Briggs broke.
Okay, Rare Rage is going to have to get a lot of value out of his Shatter if he has any chance of holding off No Daylight on this point next time. Speaking of, here comes the rally by McSaucy Nuggets. They're going to try to push the tempo here quickly. A Window also going to come in looking for that fire strike combo, but Chaboy on the back line has Reaper, tries to get some damages, but the big Shatter coming in from Dex time. Going to get 1, no cleanup as of yet until Rare Rage falls there. Immortality Field is going to be thrown out to make sure everybody stays up. Historical is going to get the pick onto OGQ Stand. And now it looks like it's going to be cleanup again on the side of No Daylight.
Yeah, that Shatter really locked it up for him there. They came in with the rally. You can't really shatter into it. He gets shattered, and Rare does a good job of hanging on to his Shatter and not trying to just, send it out there and see what happens. You see what it done if he tried to pull it out. And there's a ton of ultimates. If they're able to manage these, Blackout has a really good chance of winning this, but they're going to be going into a Riptire, a deadly ultimate. Something that can find 2 or 3 very easily. Mirage finds Stormal. That's the counterpart right there. That's their swing factor. They're not going to have it. Now they're going to have to engage with that Shabubba with the absolute carry in the cleanup. Rare does use Shatter, but they're going to have Rally, Beat, and Death Blossom. They got everything in their pocket here, but they're going to be going into Tire and Shatter. Probably McSauce is going to get another rally. This is some back and forth, but Blackout looking good here. Looking like they're going to be able to take this themselves if played properly.
Yeah. A big switch in the ult economy there. Blackout had nothing going into this besides the Shatter. But now they're going to start off with a rally from Roblox. Dextime is going to try to push the tempo. Doesn't quite find anything yet. As the Shatter comes in, he's going to get one. But Roblox on the grip for the break, stopping any progress. Historical, though, will get Versace Rain. Ray Ray going back from Dextime. So it's going to be too big. Dr. Boy is going to throw that boss in. Gets two, and Roblox is going to answer on Mania. That's going to be a big game changer. Jabub is going to come in, take out the Reaper, and I think that's going to be it on the side of throwing a beat in there. OGQ stand just for good measure, and we are tied up here on map 1 in Lijiang. Ooh, great Overwatch. You can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, dude, Q-Sound was scaring the shorts off me right there. He had beat the whole time. Tire came out, Shatter came out. He didn't use it for anything. He just waited that whole time. I was like, if they lose this and they don't use that beat, whew, that's going to be map 1 lost, and you had both support ults going in, but now everyone's, well, I wanted to say favorite, but this is horrendous map. Nobody wants to play bridges. There's bridges everywhere. You either go bridges or you go into this little white room. Ah, it's a terrible map. But if I had to guess, we might see a sim. No, they're probably going to open up on this Pharah. Chef Roblox going back to the Moira. I'd like to see him get some play on Brig. That is his best character. He really makes a difference on that hero. But the Brig Lucio coming out from the side of No Daylight now. With the Echo. Duel to Pharah, no pocket.
No pocket is right. It's an interesting point that Jabub is going to be by himself here, as the Blackout will make it to the point first. It's Dextime and the rest of No Daylight will try to make it through this long choke. Just to try to get some action here, as both fire strikes are going to be used. Neither gets a huge connection, but Dextime's shield will go down, so that's going to be a lot of time that's going to be wasted on the side of No Daylight as Blackout going to get point first. Jabubba, though, with a huge off the map, getting two. And that's going to be the game changer. Dextime will get the pin on Rare Rage, but that doesn't matter. They're sent back to spawn, and they're going to have to regroup and try again.
Oh, it matters. Hey, do you see the ult charge difference on Dextime right now? That's honestly a great way to trade in a fight that you're going to lose anyway. Dextime has the Shatter Rares at 62. Now you can go in here and just drop a Shatter real quick, but you're going to be going into Jeff Roblox's Poe, Shabubba's Barrage, unblockable. This is one of the nastiest points to play Pharah into, because look at this positioning he's taking. How do you deal with it? Unless Echo wins the board, which he's trying to right now. Struggle actually finds him really early. Now it's going to be Blackout's job to test this bad Larry out. Huge Shatter coming out from Rare. But they're going to be using Rally to keep this one alive. Nothing dies when Rally's up. Shaboy actually finds Storable. There's trades going back and forth here. Also going back and forth. But Rally proving to be too powerful. Look at those circles. They're staying together and they're on the Rally. Both the time to OG stand. Shabubba's just going to come back and try to find. He goes for the Barrage. Interesting investment. I would come back with that. You've got 60%. But Dr. Chaboy's also going to find Saucy Nuggets. Can he barrel stuff another one? Absolutely not. Any other contesters going to be coming in? I don't believe so. Oh, there's a ball. I didn't see it. I was going to one. The investors might be proving to matter here. Rare onto the ball. They want to bring this to 99%. That's what they're saying right now. They don't care about losing picks. They should save every ultimate they possibly can.
Yep, so just keep the present going, as Rory's going to get the 2 picks, but OGQ Sand is riding up on that Lucio, trying to keep the point going as long as humanly possible, and they've already hit 90%. Q-Sand's going to fall late, but we're going to have Chef Roblox on that Moira, going to get a little more point time, and at 96%, that is an amazing stall on the side of Blackout. They got about 20% of point just by throwing their bodies.
I want to say about 50. I want to say about 50. They invested at like 60 with that Barrage. Now I was like, whoo, that's a look right there. But hey, we're gonna have the Barrage at 41 already, but you're gonna be coming in with Death Blossom. Whatever that ult is, take it away, Ken. I lost my brain.
Next time, going to throw that Shatter out, doesn't find anybody as the battle continues. High noon from Sorable is going to be coming out, doesn't quite get it as Jabubba knocks it down. Jabubba, take the team on his shoulders, going to get 2 more kills. As OGQ-San has the next 2, but he's going to be caught in that Graviton as Rory's going to get the kill on there. Chef Roblox throwing the cola left and sound, going to get the point swap as the Graviton comes in for the cleanup. Dr. Jaboy going to throw the Death Blossom out of there in celebration, and that's going to be map 1 for Blackout.
pretty sure I said 3-2 right down to the wire. I think we're going to see another control map play very similar to this in a few maps. Maybe, I think it's exactly 3 maps is when we're going to see it. Chef Roblox, the Brig 1 trick, the absolute legend. Mace to the face. What does he do? Oh, he beats the, well, I won't say that on screen, but he beats the ever-living No Daylight out of that grab.
Yeah, big plays there by Chef Roblox, and with the player cards here, that'll be it for map 1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be coming back onto map 2. 2CB, I believe, is Temple of Anubis. We will see you there. And welcome back to the T2 finals between Blackout and No Daylight. I'm joined with Neely as usual, with the score of 1-0 on the side of Blackout, but not by a landslide. It was about as close as you could get on that first control mag at Lijiang Tower. Cam, what if you're No Daylight? What do you have to do differently here on map 2 to change the tide of this game?
You know, I think that map was so close. I don't know if you change anything up. I think, you know, it's a cliche, but don't play their game, play yours. And the only thing I would like to say to that is, Dax, don't play your game. Play the 6-man game. Don't pin in. I think you lost your way a little bit, but I still think he's playing really well. So, I think, you know, just stay calm. They've got the Junkrat. They've got the Far. This is going to be a nightmare. This is a full hold style comp coming out here, and they're finding an immediate pick onto the thing that's going to get them into the location that they want to be. I think he's going to run it up down Blackout. Sorry.
Blackout's going to try to wait for their player to return, and they're just going to sit in that choke there. But it's going to be hard for the DPS to regroup with his team. Chibaba on that Pharah with OGQ sign there, but Mini is going to be out of position there. He's going to get demegged early, and nobody's going to come on the side of No Daylight. So they're going to have to come back. Dr. Boy is going to take the lead here, put the pressure on him next time as he charges in. Does get a pick onto Versace Rain as Chibaba also falls. Rare Rage though going to get Storable Nat. Buxy will get the res, and it's going to be a back and forth pick battle between both teams. But Rare Rage's going to have that point presence as Mania is back in the mech, going to try to stall as long as possible here, but it looks like it is in the favor of Blackout, and I don't think that's going to change unless Rory here can get a couple of picks, which he does.
Chibaba gets picks right there, and that's gigantic, and he shuts down the barrage. Royzer was just absolutely uncontested for so long. I thought he was going to eventually spam them off of that point. They had the pharmacy, but I think as of right now, I don't mean to call anything too early, but player of the match so far, I think right now is Chibaba. I think I heard a lot of chatter about Chaboy, but he's been the supporting cast of Chibaba so far. He comes back and gets both the pharmacy off of that. Obviously a lot of picks, obviously spawn advantage, but real good here for Chibaba so far.
Looking to snowball and get on the point quickly, but the shatter will come in. Doesn't quite get any cleanup onto it, as next time he's going to fall very early. Rory's going to get a pick on the Chibaba. I feel like the game sharing branch is horrible with a huge double on the Riptire. That's going to be a game changer, and Blackout is going to have to back up here with minimal damage, no ticks, but you got to go for that snowball when you're that early. It was the right play, it just didn't work out in their favor.
Yeah, and props to Blackout. They own it. The Chibaba goes down early, but he doesn't die trying to use that barrage. No one actually uses any ultimates. They might have invested a Coalescence at some point. He's only at 63. That charge is so quick, I don't really truly know. But they're going to be coming in with a good quality 4 ultimates, and each will have that very soon. And they're only going to have a bomb to contest. No Daylight has nothing.
Blackout circles in a great position as the Saucy Nuggets is going to get punched by Chaboy, getting that early first pick. And Chaboy, you called him out. He says, I could do one better. He's going to get 2 in the score. He's going to have some retreat zone. His team is going to get the bomb, take out Rare Rage. Rory going to throw that barrage in there. A little unnecessary, I think, but he's charging it up so fast. Why not throw it like a cooldown? And that's going to be another decisive hold by No Daylight.
You know, can you call him what you want? I don't need you stumbling.
I'm gonna call him Ryzen until the day I die. But I'm working.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. But it's, again, a lot of ultimates. Chibaba only invested the barrage. They actually made a really good play going in for the beat barrage because they're not running a pocket for Chibaba, so they had to invest something to keep him alive through it, but I mean, Storable Nat was the all-star of that fight. He found both supports, and it's over right there in 2CP. You really can't lose anybody on these 2CP maps. Coalescence for Chef to try to push him through here to finish up this grab and Shatter. They're going to open up with it. Coalescence coming in. The Shatter doesn't find anybody. Quick little poke battle here as Rare Rage is going to try to push the tempo onto next time as the Graviton's going to come in, but a Riptide from Storable is going to be coming. Only gets one this time. Chef Roblox is going to knack Mania. Chaboy and Versace Rain is going to get a lot of damage in there. That's going to be at least 2 ticks here. As Storable is going to come in and try to stall as long as possible. Rally's going to be used by McSaucy Nuggets to try to the legendary
delay the inevitable as Dextime's gonna charge in like the signature style is. Mania gonna get your boy. It's gonna set the tempo for Nate Daylight. Try to switch this around here as with only 20% left on the point, they're gonna have to try to do something here quick to stall it out.
Yeah, but that's going to be a recontest. Rally coming back on the point. Sorry, there's not much you can do about it. Let's look at McSaucy Nuggets charge right now. He's already at 58, and he walked on the point with that thing. That is gross, because that means we're going to have it again. And I don't know if you guys have been playing ranked recently, but if you get Rally every fight, you win every fight. I hate to say. Not much you can really do. And they invested both tank ultimates on that. Well, just kidding. Shabubba has an ultimate, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a tank one pretty soon. And they're also going to have another Coalescence and another D-Drop.
2 minutes remaining. Blackout doesn't have to use everything here, but Mania gonna get the early pick onto Chef Roblox. That's gonna be tough with no supports. It looks like Rare Rage is just gonna try to go in there, try to get as much ult charge as he possibly can this next time, and Warrior gonna get picks. Chabubba using that the copy ultimate, tries to get a quick barrage in, doesn't quite find it, but that's an interesting strategy on the side of Blackout. I thought for sure that was going to be a dry fight. Just try to get as much ults as you can and then use it on your last push.
That's what I thought they were going to do, but I don't know if it happened at the same time or right after. It's a tough look from Chabubba there, but he's already going to be at 30% on his next one. You can charge that copy up really quick here. 2 support ultimates. Versace has the grab, but we're looking at a lot of strong ultimates from No Daylight. If they can string these together, this is going to look like a really good 86% hold for them, unless they really goof this up.
They don't have to throw everything into this fight, especially with McSaucy Nuggets going to be using that rally early to set the tempo, as next time he's going to get the slam. Doesn't quite find anybody but this Chef Roblox, though. He's going to use his Coalescence to try to keep his team up. His next time going to charge in a little bit out of position. Rory throwing the barrage, doesn't get anybody. Next time he won't get a kill onto Dr. Chaboy. But 2 answers by Blackout as Rory Rage throwing that charge in there. Going to get another one, and back and forth. Storable is going to pick off Versace Rain. This could go either way at this point, as Rexy is going to get Roblox, and Storable is also going to fall. 30 seconds remaining. There's not a lot any team can do, but No Daylight does have that spawn advantage, and I think that's going to be it. It's going to be one more team fight for Blackout, or that is going to be the end.
One more quick one. They should have died at around 40 seconds right there. They stretched that out. Versace either should have committed with that grab or said no thank you, but he's going to have it now, and they're going to have 2 DPS ults super close to being online. I think he tried to touch with copy right here. He's basically an invincible character. Lucio actually going to be the first to touch. They get the touch, and now it's anybody's game here. Chabubba dies without getting the copy. That's gigantic. Versace and Duke. No, that's it right there. 2 down for Blackout. This is looking very strong for No Daylight. Trav's going to come out, but it's all but too late. They're all grouped together. Group hug for the victory of that hold. Not the game yet.
Coalescence going to be used. Just Chef Roblox just trying anything he can to get the game into his favor. As the tank line of No Daylight is going to be swinging and swinging. Next time, going to get Versace Rain as the beat comes in. The copy, though, Chabubba is going to be on that Reinhardt, keeping it up as Dr. Chaboy is going to throw his Meteor Strike in. Finds Saucy McNiggis with the uppercut. Next time, though, with a huge shatter, as Mania's going to get OGQ stand with the minefield. It's going to be tough for Blackout to touch the point, but they have 4 on.
Blackout 2, nothing but touches. Oh, but the balls that last forever. Chabubba won't say die here. D-Drop coming out to contest. Apparently he switched up rig and was able to charge that whole thing up in a contest fight. Oh, God, this could have ended a whole minute ago with the same result. Thanks, guys.
It's exciting Overwatch though, as Rare Rage trying to get that last touch, but doesn't quite get it. But for not getting 2 points, you got Blackout got pretty much as they could without getting that second point. I believe 86.5% there. It's a good push.
Kane, what do you call it? What do we call that? What do we call that in ranked?
I don't know.
What do we call 80%? Winnable.
It's winnable.
Is it winnable or not?
It's
That's
winnable
right there
sure.
for Blackout. Come on, have you not seen me cast? I think I've said that same line like 4 times on Temple of Anubis this year. And if it's above
winnable,
like,
it is.
If you even have a tick, I'm just like, what do we call that?
It's winnable.
Freaking winnable. I want to say some other things, but I don't want to get banished from casting or anything. So keep it PG. Double barrier. Ooh, gross. What do we say about this game?
I like it, okay, because I'm very surprised Blackout doesn't run more double barrier with how much the Blackwatch organization loves it. It seems like every other team, it's their bread and butter. They always love to run the double barrier, and we haven't seen that yet. So it's interesting to see how the T2 team of Blackwatch runs the double barrier.
So you said a lot there. I did ask you, what do we call this? And you kind of, again, you missed the mark. It's almost like you didn't play for my team. 2 shields game. 2 shields. Better than 1 shield game. But they're going to have the rat. And they're going to have the orb. Poison on the Pharah. We know they can play Pharah. But your boy, he's looking to get that hammer wet right now. He wants to get it grimy, dirty, and bloody. Dex has no shield.
Yeah, No Daylight taking their time trying to get through this choke. They don't want to rush anything. This Mania's going to fall. I think they're trying to get that setup. They're trying to get that setup where he boots everybody off of the mid ground there, but doesn't quite get it with the turret slowing him down.
He'll boop and scoop right there. Send him into the wood chipper that is Dex time. He'll pin somebody if he goes down there. Nope, now they're just going for regular hard engage. He's going to just charge up that ult. I guess Mania is just going to be playing some ball here. Not the worst look on this map, but Royzen also struggling to stay up. Vix falling to Versace. Hussein on the other side falling to that. One of the main really Dex time also going to be going down. It's really hard to cast these when it's just trades back and forth. You can't see what's happening. Storable gets his counterpart, Shabubba. But spawns are closer to No Daylight, so any trade they get is going to be slightly more valuable.
Yeah, with a 4v5 situation right here, Blackout's going to have to get back quick, but Rory's going to fall. Storable is going to break that turret, but Doctor's your boy is going to get the Mercy.
He did what they call baseball, getting his glove dirty right there. He got off the high ground and went to get that Mercy.
Interesting use of Corb's ultimate, Molten Core.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Ooh, Rory
though. Royzen finds 5! Jesus! Finds one with the first rocket, pops his ult, gets 3, and he's going to find one with a follow-up rocket. That's really good for some roll potential here. They're going to go in with Tire and Ball ult. That's so much point control. And 5 minutes.
Storable Nat has been getting great rip tires on his side. This could be game-changing. Mania could get the mines onto point, move all of Blackwatch into a certain position for Storable to get that rip tire kill. This could be a point right here if they use their ultimates correctly.
Popping the early Valkyrie. Here comes the tire, the thing we've all been waiting for. That buys 3! That could be all you need right there. That's one ultimate. Now you have Ball and Shatter. Ooh, this is going to be impossible. This is looking like No Daylight right here. I don't even think we need to talk about it much more, but whoo! 1-1.
That was textbook. Ultimate economy by the side of No Daylight. That was beautiful. You can't ask for any better than that. Interesting to see which Storable, or no, it's going to be. Go ahead, Cam. Say his name because I want to say Ryzen.
Royce. I think it's Royce. It's something, but he's gonna find him right here, and then he's just gonna dump the payload. He's gonna find 3 somewhere. Ooh, then 5,
and then the extra at the end.
Yeah, this is a close match here, but that was pretty dominant from No Daylight. If Blackout can string something together, maybe they're able to cap. But I think Storable's been watching my VOD reviews, man. Play Junkrat. Play Junkrat. Easy. Rip tire. Anyway.
With that, the score is Blackout 1, No Daylight 1. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to head to our desk. It's going to be great. 1-1, tied up, going into map 3. We'll see you then.
Alrighty, and we're back. What an awesome 2 games there. I mean, Lijiang and Temple of Anubis, great maps and great plays, and some really cool strats coming out of our 2 teams there. Blackout and No Daylight coming at you 1-1 here. We saw some really strong stuff from Blackout on Lijiang, but No Daylight had it really close. A lot of those maps, they weren't just blown out there. So, but we saw a pretty dominant showing from players like Rory on Temple of Anubis. Zach, what do you think about these games so far? Specifically, let's hear your thoughts on Lijiang.
My blood pressure has never been higher. We keep pressing Ys so soon sometimes, and I think it'll be okay. Well, once we kind of find our groove, kind of like we did in Lijiang, honestly, I think we'll pull through.
Eddie, what do you think about either Lijiang or Anubis here? Give me some thoughts on those 2 games.
I think it's as tight as we thought it was going to be. Honestly, could have went either way on both maps. I was very impressed with, particularly on round 2 of Lijiang. Blackout comes out with the sim strat. Obviously, that's very hard to break, getting through that choke, especially with Orion. But they just, like No Daylight did an awesome job of just keeping their composure, not getting too aggressive, allowing Storable Nat to just poke in and get a pick, and then they kind of aggressed. And, you know, from Blackout side, like I know we talked about Chaboy, but like Cam said on stream, Chabubba is just kind of like carrying right now. But Rory's answering with some great fire play as well. But overall, it's just been a great match to watch.
Yeah, and Walrus, any thoughts on Anubis in particular?
I really liked Anubis, man. It was fun to watch. No Daylight came out with kind of like what we talked about, with like the good strats, good picks off the rip, and that kind of gave the advantage, especially with the fair air.
Yeah, and I, like you and Eddie were both saying, I mean, the Farah play here has been insane. I mean, Chibaba has had some great picks, but Rory has just been explosive. And you know, I played against him in the semifinals. That Farah is so deadly, and if it goes uncontested, he's just gonna plow through, and that's what's been happening. But Chibaba has been no slouch. We were talking a lot about Chaboy. He had a really solid Doom play or 2 there on Anubis, especially, but the Chibros coming in, Chibaba and Chaboy, have been a really solid DPS line for Blackout here, and we've seen a lot of strong play. I have been really impressed by Mania.
Yeah.
Mania is I've always been known and been scared of the explosive DPS play, especially his Doomfist. This is the first time I've seen him on off tank, and his diva. I mostly paid attention on Anubis, but his diva and his ball were pretty good. With Diva, he had some strong eats onto Chibaba, and his ball play was risky at times, but it paid off. Some of the mines he put out were really strong and just in the perfect places, and he poked just right. I would also like to point out the ult charging from the 2 players here. We saw some really strong ultimates coming out from both McSaucy and Chef Roblox. McSaucy was charging up his ultimates extremely quickly on both Brig and Lucio. I mean, you heard Cam say, like, most teams that have an ultimate every fight from their Brig are gonna win. What do you think about that or any other particular ult-based things? I know a lot of the times the differences between the 2 teams as far as their ult economy was pretty substantial. Zach, what do you think?
So many Ys get pressed sometimes. It's like you don't need like 4 or 5 Y buttons to win the fight sometimes. Like sometimes a grab co is like all you need.
Yeah.
But we've had a couple situations for Blackout where we press all of them, and I think if we just stop blowing ults and just have maybe a little bit more restraint in using them, I think they'll be okay.
Eddie, as far as the ability to disrupt and kind of like not only take some of the damage off the shoulders of the rest of the team, but also deal out damage. What do you think about these off tanks that have been going around?
Like you said, I was very impressed with Mania, especially when I found out that he is a primarily DPS player. You could tell, I'm not gonna lie, you could tell early on Anubis, like he was kind of out position on A, and he got picked early. I think he just went in with like a DPS mentality. It was like, I'm gonna get a pick and get out, but you know, it happens. But yeah, his ball on point B, like constantly was getting picks for his team, like just making it 6v5 where Blackout couldn't really push how they wanted to. But yeah, I've been impressed, man. He's showing some versatility for sure, and yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, and to Walrus, on a similar matter, as far as tanks go, let's look at the main tanks here. Let's look at it's Versace, right, on the main tank for a Blackout, and let's look at Dex time for No Daylight. What do you think about these tanks in particular? I know that Dex has had a problem with
YOLO pins.
well, he's had a problem with pinning.
His
He's had a problem with
shatters
being
and pinning.
extremely aggressive. But I think he's toned it back, and he's been looking pretty solid. Versace is a great tank player, and he's just been stellar for the majority of this time. I think Dex is really stepping up to the challenge. What do you think? What do you see in these two tank players?
With Dex on No Daylight, he was kind of struggling on Zijon, especially with there's a number one rule with like Ron players with shattering and pinning immediately, and you're never supposed to do that. Ever. And I saw that a couple of times, but once he got a support tank on ball on Anubis, the ball created great space for the rest of the team, and Dex got to kind of do his thing, and they kind of clicked after that. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, playing together like that is so important, and we saw a lot of good team synergy there. Any final thoughts on either of those maps? Anybody take it away?
Yeah, I just to piggyback off Zach, I think, you know, obviously these players are very talented. Like you can see that they have good mechanical skill, but that's kind of like the difference between like T2, T3, T3, T4 is like that decision making, because like Zach was saying, if you can win a team fight with one ultimate, then only use one ultimate, and that can kind of lead to victories, because if you can keep those ults in the bank, like we know Overwatch, those ults can flip the game, flip the fight, you know, cause lead you to win.
Absolutely.
So I want to see some better ult management, but overall, you know, it's still a great match so far.
Zach, what do you think? Anything besides ult management coming up?
I think the games are going to be close. I was really hoping for a nice blowout, but here I am with high blood pressure the whole time. And so I think it might not be a 3-0, I guess. But, you know, I think it'll all be okay in the end.
And Walrus, what do you think? Any final parting thoughts here for these two maps, these two teams?
Yeah, I'll put it bluntly. I think Blackout has the most talent in probably the league right now as an overall players. But if No Daylight comes out with the actual plan and plays for time and alt economy, they will 100% take it.
Yeah, we've seen some really strong play from No Daylight. And I know Blackout's a very organized organization. They're part of an organized organization. They scrim all the time. They really they've got their stuff and they know it. But No Daylight has shown some really strong grit here, some strong swing factor, and I mean their play has been very nice. I think they stand a really strong chance of winning this game. I personally, I'm going to keep my predictions at 3-2. What about you, Walrus? What do you think the prediction's going to be? I say 3-2, No Daylight still.
I agree with 3-2, No Daylight.
Yeah, I'm switching around. And now, Zach, what do you think? I know you're a big Blackout, Blackwatch fan. Let's hear what you
All
have to
right,
say.
listen, the saying is you can't reverse sweep without being down 2-0. And we're not down 2-0, so I think we're going to win 3-1. You know,
3-1?
I think
All
we'll
right.
be okay.
All right, taking it out there in an extra 1 in the column there. Eddie, what do you think? Are you sticking with your initial Blackout choice,
Yeah.
or are you
I'm gonna stick with Blackout.
swapping
I
sides?
said 3-2 Blackout at the beginning. I still kind of feel like it's trending in that direction. I think, now that the nerves have probably settled down, we've got 2 maps under our belts. I think the talent will start kind of separating itself because the DPS on Blackout are just outstanding. So,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, both teams are stacked with talent. Like I said, we've seen a lot of strength from really every role
Yeah.
on each team. I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I can't wait to watch the rest of these games. With that, I think we're actually going to go back to the casters, have a quick word from them, maybe some of their thoughts on these past 2 games, maybe what they expect to come through. But we'll see you back in a little bit.
Cam's like, what?
And welcome back. After 2 maps, we have a map score of Blackout 1, No Daylight 1. Blackout winning the control map, which is unlike the Blackwatch organization. Cam, what did you see in the first map that job done?
Absolutely. So what I saw most there was Dex. I always talk about the Ryan play, of course, but Dex I thought looked really good on map 1, at least the first point of map 1, and then going into map 2. I mean, I think it was set on the desk. The ball really made some odd space that he could kind of work with. It gave him a lot of contest potential, so that they never gave up that second tick. We're going into Kings Row here, everybody's favorite Overwatch map except for JCal apparently, and this is Ryan City. I hope I don't see any double barrier from any of these teams. I will be heavily disappointed like the rest of you guys. So hopefully some Ryan Zarya, maybe a little May Reaper, some 2-2-2 goats type stuff, a little Brig, whatever.
Yeah, very. I'm interested to continue to watch the battle between Chibubba and Rory. Both have game-changing ult ability. Either Rory on the Barrage/Death Blossom, he had a couple of big ones. I can't do math, but he had 7 kills. And Chibubba just changes the game with his Pharah play. So it's always great to see 2 DPS players go at each other like these 2 have. And you're absolutely right on Kings Row. It's going to hopefully be a Reinhardt battle. And I'm interested to see who between Rare Rage and Dex Time can get the advantage there. I know Versace is an experienced Zarya player. And with Mania on the off-tank role, I feel like Blackout will have the advantage going into Kings Row just by experience. Now, I'm not saying Mania is a bad Zarya. It's just we don't know about Mania on the Zarya. So it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to watch it. I know we're all excited. We're going to take a quick break, but then right after that, we're going to head back into our matchup between No Daylight and Blackout on Kings Row. Map 3 coming right after.
And welcome back. We are here on Kings Row as Blackout and No Daylight are going to take to the streets of Kings Row. Starting off with that pharmacy top, Chibubba going to try to get damage in early as Rare Rage is going to set the choke point onto the second segment of this capture point. Going to play back. And Cam, what do you see here? What is either team going to have to do to get the advantage?
You got to play around this hotel. It's going to be a poke war, and we know that you got Q-Son, and hopefully deal through a lot of this spam. But the problem is without running that Moira, you're going to have to deal with a lot. Spam is going to be a lot harder to deal with. Look at him. He's already pushed all the way back, and now they're completely separated. I don't understand how Q-Son's supposed to deal Rare here. They've completely split them. It's a bad rotation for Blackout right now. Both Reinhardt's going to be swinging onto the point as Saucy McNuggets, so is going to get the opening pick onto Dr. Jaboy. Next time going to answer with one on Rare Rage.
It's looking like it's going to be all No Daylight starting off here as the bubble keep Bubba alive for a little bit, but Sausage Nuggets is going to throw that whip shot, get the final blow, and Sorable Nab's going to answer, throw one more in there for good measure. Versace Rain and Chef Roblox is going to try to back up, and that's going to be point A for No Daylight.
Yeah, I mean, that, I gotta say, from Blackout, that was just a bad rotation. They went through Hotel, Tucson just backed up, and, you know, Rare just didn't acknowledge LOS, didn't try to, like, he didn't kite back into that choke himself, and they just sat there and split him. All Dex had to do was swing for the fences and kill him. But, again, I do have confidence in Blackout here, because they have the Brig on him, which I think is stronger than the Brig Mercy. Although Chicago's on Pharah, so, you know, Jeff's gonna have to pocket him that way rather than with a Mercy.
Bubba has been one of the shining lights as Chef Roblox is going to throw that rally in there. Shatter coming by Dex time. Finds one, but Rory is going to get the double kill on the barrage from the backline. Shabubba's going to try to answer with his own, trying to answer onto Ryzen, but Shabubba will get that kill. Chef Roblox is going to follow the Mania, and now it's No Daylight getting the aggressive as Blackout's going to continue to back up. Next time, going all the way in, trying to pressure the tanks on the side of Blackout, and they're going to sit and wait, hopefully, for the team to respawn here. But if you're No Daylight, you got to push this corner here. I don't think they know that they're right around the edge.
Yeah, they're just going to let him sit there. I mean, you really could have just gone and cleaned up the Ryan and Zari, but you know, you're going to get Shabubba. He had Barrage. That was their win condition to take this point. They had the combo. Now they don't. Now Old Royce goes down. He's got the shatter to hopefully get him out of it. Will Rare hit it? 9 pops from Dr. Boy. He's got the damage boost. Barrier falls low. Rare doesn't have one of his own. It's just a pokey brawl on point right now. Storm will find Versace. We knew the rat was going to be coming out, and here comes the tire. Finds Chef. That one's the Mercy. Going to be giving up on the Brig so early. It's hard to play Brig into a damage boosted Pharah. And this is just all No Daylight. They are tearing up this map right now. It'd be nice.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left. That's a great 2 points onto King's Row, but everybody knows this last couple of meters on this map is the hardest to get, as both teams will be at full strength coming into this next fight, unless Dex Time here decides he wants to push the tempo early, because both tanks out on the side of Blackout. And
yeah,
it's interesting to see what their strategy can be.
They're just getting free space. They just got all the way here without having to use one ultimate, kill one person, back up and let them take it. Blackwatch is just bending over right now. Big shatter, but can he clean anything up? He's got the nano. He needs to find a Rally Brig, but you know, Rally Brig doesn't die. Dex forfeits his own life. Pretty tailor-made for Dex trying to throw his life away right there. You know, kill the roll for him right there. Could have just stayed with the team, but he's gonna find the back line. He's gonna go back to his homeland right there. And Dr. Chaboy is gonna be onto the Tracer. Is he gonna stick with it against this Brigitte? I don't know, but he does have an Ana to deal with. It's up to Saucy to protect Vix right now.
Dr. Chaboy getting the late pick onto Mania, but Rory's going to get the pick on him as well. And you're absolutely right about Dex Time. He lives and dies by that charge. He did manage to charge Versace Rain. Did not get the final blow though, as Zarya has that bubble to try to negate some of that damage after the pin is done. And you're right, if Dex Time could have stayed there, it might have changed the fight favor. But with that, 3 minutes remaining, back into this team fight as the Pulse Bomb is going to be thrown by Chaboy, doesn't find anybody.
Oh.
And the barrage by Shabubba gets nobody. Both DPS ults are going to be down as Chef Roblox is going to be out of position now. After losing his fairy, he somehow manages to stay alive. How does that help that? Dex Time's a little low on his shield management, but it doesn't matter if Rare Ridge is going to fall and Rory's going to keep that death watch.
Oh, he's gone. It's a big kill into Rory, but guess what? We got tired from Storable, the unsung hero. I don't think one person on the desk talked about him. I listened to the whole thing. Maybe someone did, but he's going to finish this up easy with a Rip Tire. Dex has Shatter. I don't see any way they're going to cap this. 2 minutes, 27 seconds. And if you're Blackwatch, the only thing you can be saying in comms right now is just a long game of King's Row coming up, hopefully. All over them. He's got no counter.
Right, no counter indeed. And Storable is known as an Ana player. He's pretty much the flex of No Daylight, and to see him come out on the Junkrat, which I know is his in the past signature hero, but he has been playing a lot of main support lately. But to see him come out and not miss a step, just come back onto this Junkrat role, pick up where he left off, and really help his team succeed. The DPS line on the side of No Daylight, I feel, has been a real difference maker. Dextime has been aggressive, and the DPS on that side, and a big shout out to Saucy McNuggets and the rest of the support line of No Daylight to keep Dextime playing aggressive the way he does. But it's just, I feel like it's an overall great team chemistry on the side of No Daylight. But you're right, when when Blackout is down a couple of their signature players, it's hard to get that team synergy going. But they've done a great job of tackling adversity here and just kept the momentum going and have a real shot to win this.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be honest, I have no clue what Blackout's doing right now. They've got a Winston, they've got a Widow, they've got Bat Mercy. I mean, they're just... you can't hear the comms, but I'm seeing some tilt in Blackout right now. Maybe not mentally, maybe not whatever, but composition-wise, I don't think they're on to the Mercy Lucio. I'm going to have an absolute aneurysm. I scream about this in my comp games, and I'm going to scream about it until they switch off this composition.
Taking a little advice from the SR Goblins, known for their Reinhardt Winston comp. Versace Rage is going to jump in, but Rare Rage going to fall early from Rory, and it's going to be tough for Blackout to respond as Rory's going to get another one. But Shababa coming back with the Mercy Pocket is going to get the pick, but Rory will be rezzed, and Blackout is just going to have to back out and retry this attack onto King's Row.
You're running a Mercy Lucio right now. What's your Reinhardt gonna do, Blackout? I got nothing for you. They're gonna walk in, Raider's gonna get spammed down, and he's gonna just get blasted right out of his back. Versace, he's half. He has no way to get healing. He's got the pockets up on Shababa. They just have the absolute advantage with the Brigitte on the ground. Rare falls, Barrage coming in low, it's got the damage. Shababa's gonna find the counterpart, but there's a res from Vix.
I think you're 100% right. Blackout needs to add a little bit more healing to their comp, or figure out a way that their tanks can take a little less damage. Versace Rain did go into that fight already at half health before they even made it through the choke. But looks like they'll be switching to the Baptiste. They must have urged it, and they're going to try to change it up here. As Shababa is going to get the early pick onto the Mercy.
Dude, that's what he needed right there. Shababa is doing everything he can. He will fall, but there could be a res coming in. Storable on the flank finds QC. QC has been non-existent on this attack right now. Dex is going to find Rare. Rare, I don't think he's got more than 500 healing on this attack. Blackout is attempting to take this point right now, but Vix has all the healing in the world. She's resing, she's got Valka. Shatter coming out from Dex. Once I said it before, I'll say it again. Dominance from No Daylight.
Rare Rage going to get that opening pick though onto Storable with the spawn advantage as a high noon is going to be used by Dr. Chaboy. As everybody drops back, Chaboy does get Mania, but the Graviton's going to come in. Next time, going to charge right in, try to get as much damage as he can. Gets the Immortality Field, but does not find anything. It's going to get pinned, but saved by Sasha Nuggets as the rally will be coming in. Rare Rage though will finish it off on next time as the Riptire from Storable now trying to get a game changer, and he does, getting both the DPS on the side of Blackout. That's all they needed, but looks like that's not going to be enough as Rare Rage, Sasha Rain, and Chef Overwatch will be remaining on point to get 2 ticks.
The Rat Nafar cruising around. Rat's gonna fall down. This does look a lot like Black Wolf Blackout right now. Storable's back up. Gigantic Shatter. That should be enough to close this out for Blackout. I would hope, at the very least. Royce died, almost has Shatter. He's gonna come back with that. Right there, I hope everybody saw it. I hope everybody can go into their comp games and realize this. McSaucy Nuggets on this Brigitte, they were down 3 hits, and they got an extra, minute? Just because they popped Rally? I mean, he's got 44 now. I mean, Blackout has to fight for every inch of every you know what I'm saying, every inch of this goddamn map. I mean, No Daylight, I mean, I think I know where the name came from, I would assume. I don't know, I didn't ask Burke, but No Daylight means you're a good goal. You're giving the enemy no daylight. You're giving none of those shooters any daylight on that net. And right now, No Daylight is getting Blackout. I'm going to say it one more time. No Daylight on this match.
Rare Rates looking to play aggressive, already up at the second turn of King's Row. As Rory gonna get your boy his main counter, so it looks like the skies are gonna be open as he's gonna try to put damage into this enemy team. No card progress as both teams are going to be standing on it as the barrage comes in by Rory. Gonna get 2. That's gonna be huge on the side of No Daylight. And Blackout's gonna have to back up here, and with the time left on the clock,
2.
Blackout's gonna have to have a great push here on the second point if they're gonna have any time going into the third point.
They have under 2 minutes, and they're going to have to fight for the choke right after point 1. That is an absolute nightmare right now. Chabubba, though, has the ultimate. He has been the game-changing Chaboy with the news. Let's see if you guys can find something. We're going to open up with the whatever that ult is called, and they're going to pop a window down.
Thank you kindly.
All the advantage should be Blackout right here. We got Rad on the flank.
But Ultimate's going to be thrown into this fight as Chabubba's going to get one. Pixie, though, will get the kill on the Mercy. Chabubba, and it looks like No Daylight is going to push the tempo here as the Rory's going to get another barrage. Ultimate is going to be eaten, but does get 2 kills. And that's going to be a real game changer as the red's going to come in. And now with a minute remaining, Blackout has their backs against the wall right now. They're going to have to really pull something out of the woodwork to try to get this point to the second, to get this objective to the second point.
Yeah, and, you know, Chaboy's going to have to try to answer this Farah, but look at these streets. I know Yelk has coached Farah extensively. He will call you an idiot. He will tell you to play around these buildings and not give yourself up. Yeah, he's got the pockets. That's for damage, not healing. Gigantic time coming up with Chaboy. Bubble falls, but that is the counterpart that's carrying this map. Tire coming in for the swing factor. Can we find anything?
Up. Get Kusan as the bomb's gonna come in, doesn't find anybody. Chef Roblox though will get the res onto when Rare Rage will pin in and get Mania as the Shatter comes in. But next time we'll get the counter Shatter. I don't know if he's gonna have the cleanup. But him and Chef Roblox will be, him and Saucy will be on the point. Saucy's gonna fall as Dex time is storable. Nat will get picked. Chabubba and he's gonna put the damage in. He's gonna try to clean up. Dr. Chaboy gonna switch to that Tracer, which he's been known to play. Gonna get 2 picks, and that might be the difference maker in this team fight.
This is what Chaboy does. He's down in a fight. He comes back on something quick. He doesn't pick legs. He picks Mrs. Blinky Blink. He comes back and he kills everybody. I've seen this in many games from him, and I've seen it on this map in that exact position against my own team. I VOD reviewed it. I saw it. I think he's going to stick with this Tracer. Why not at this point? Go hero or not. Window coming out a little far forward. They're going to get value. Chaboy gets another one on your decks. Stick with the Tracer, Chaboy. Play what you're good at. I didn't want you playing it on my team. You got to do something right now.
Mania is going to try to stall car progress as long as possible, but when you're down 2 picks, it's going to be really hard with the focus fire as Storm's going to fall, and then going to get Sasha Nuggets. The ball's still going to be on point, though, contesting as long as possible until he falls, and Rory's going to fall right after him, and that's going to be point 2. But that's going to be an overtime push for Blackout, and with only a minute and a half remaining to get this last point, it's going to be a big task on the side of Blackout to get this job done.
They're gonna have to be perfect, and the thing is with being perfect right now is you're gonna hope to get an OLT, and the great thing about the finals, and if you don't know already, what Mike will tell you now, if they are able to tie, the map becomes null and void, and we keep going. It's like it didn't happen. It's like Kings Row didn't exist because you have to win by 3. Big barrage coming out. Your boy finds Saucy. Lead the rally. He's going to have to come out to them, but this is the perfection I was talking about. He's going to get res, and that rally is going to come out early. I guarantee it. Or not. I could be wrong. What do I know? Eats it. He's eating the whole thing. Your boy destroys it.
That's a great play there by Versace Rain, eating the entire barrage by Rory. And the here, as you say, Saucy is going to be throwing that rally out, and a big shatter by Dextime. OGQ-San's going to be a little out of position, but the beat is going to save him. It's going to keep Blackout up for as long as possible as the rally is still going. Dr. Chaboy getting that poke damage, working his way to his pulse bomb, which he just got. Jeff Roblox, though, is going to fall to Storm Net as Riptire comes in, looking for a big bomb, though, by Versace Rain. Going to get fixed. this is anybody's fight here. This could go either way. Adorable's going to get Chibubba. That's going to be a big pick. And Versace Rain is going to get DMAC'd, and it looks like this might go in the way of No Daylight. OGQSan looking to get the C9. Well, this is as exciting as you could get here, but OGQSan gonna fall. Pulse Bomb's gonna get thrown out. Doesn't quite find anybody, but Chef Overwatch is still gonna be there. I'm sorry,
Nuggets.
Boy, will get one with Nuggets falling. Chef Overwatch gonna get moved up and taken out by Mania's Diva Bomb. And now it's just Versace Rain trying to stall as long as possible until Rare Rage can get back on this Reinhardt. I think that's all it, but the crying now, and that looks like it's going to be map for No Daylight.
2-1. No Daylight. Blackout has won. And after that one, Blackout's gonna have to dig deep. We might need to go to the desk and get Zach in a freaking party with them right now. They need something. Someone's gotta say something to these guys. Get them going. They're gonna change something. If I've ever seen any, this isn't quite a reverse sweep, but if there's anything I've seen with reverse sweeps, something has to change. Somebody has to come out and somebody has to come in. We gotta.
And welcome back to our T2 championship game between Blackout and No Daylight. Cam, what does Blackout have to do here, being down 2-1 in this matchup? What do they have to do to get Watchpoint Gibraltar's win?
Show up. I'd start with showing up right now. And I think they could do that. They're going to come out, it looks like with a double shield, a little spam going on. Chibubba's going to hop onto that Ashe. I think that's a really good look here. I think they're prepping for a fourth map in a row of them playing Pharah. It's not going to happen. Royzen's also going to be on the Ashe, which I've honestly never seen once in my life. It's adorable. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Junkrat spam. Put it down, baby.
As the cart progress starts moving on the side of Blackout, No Daylight is going to try to keep that high ground until Dex Time's going to come in. With the aggressive pin. Going to get pinned onto Versace Rain, but I was going to say he makes it out, but does not. Dex Time's going to get that Fire Strike kill. That's super aggressive by the Reinhardt play on the side of No Daylight. It's going to, I thought for sure that was not going to work out. But great team play by No Daylight to keep Dex Time up and get the team fight win.
Well, Ric Flair on him right there. Woo!
From the top ropes.
Jesus. Styling and profiling next time. And here's the problem. I've played this map many a time, especially with JCal in comp, trying to gain my own SR. And we always have an absolute issue playing double barrier into it. Double barrier is a great composition, but it can be a nightmare. But what's positive for them is that, well, first they got Storable, which is the big issue that they've had all game. But now they've got Dex onto the low ground. He can't come in from any odd angle. Your boy's trying to deal with something on the back. Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, Mania is on that Diva, going to play that back high ground, trying to get a little work onto the spot line as Rory's going to fall from Rare Rage. That's going to be both DPS is gone on the side of No Daylight. Next time is going to try to make space for the res. Does get it. Mania, though, will get the kill onto OGQSan as a big shatter comes out from Dex Time with a Coalescence and a Bob. A lot of investment on the side of No Daylight, but they win that team fight and they want to win it bad.
Yeah, I think I got to go back to podcast. I think, what was it, number 5? Where Yelk and I created this thing called Swing Factor. Well, No Daylight's trying to rank that up to 99 today. Here, they look like they got their backs against the wall just when the double barrier starts to work. Swing Factor comes in. Dex, always been good at all the Rhine stuff. He just needs to stop pinning. Again, you want to fight with it though, so it's hard to, you know, negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, whatever you want to call it. But here comes that double barrier encroaching in. Normal Matt on the flank gets caught with the tire. You never want to die with the tire. Bomb in the middle of the team. Get away! Rare is going to go down. He sits there and stares at it like it's a good meal, and he's going to eat it right up. But looks like all Blackout coming in right here. They should be able to take this point. Dex is going to come back, and we know the pin's coming out. He's going to try to frag something. He's walking at him. Tire is going to be coming back in now. Vix falls, finds QSan. What is the tire going to get? It's just driving around, taking an extra lap. It's the Grand Prix of the tire. It finds nothing, actually. They split, but point control in favor of No Daylight. Dr. Jaboy is going to come back, but he's going to fall early.
lift is going to come in from Sigma as the Coalescent is going to try to put some extra damage out there, but Rory's going to get the pick on the rarer range. The Saucy McNuggets is going to fall as Bob gets thrown in. Saucy McNuggets will get res, and Storable does get the kill onto Versace range. Jeff Roblox though going to throw that skill orb out, going to get Bugsy, but I don't think it's gonna matter as Saucy McNuggets on that brig, throwing that whip around, and with 30 seconds remaining, it's not looking good for Blackout.
Yeah, I mean, looking great for No Daylight. I don't know if you just saw it in that fight. Roizen was just sitting on point while everybody walked by him. When he put a bob down and killed the Mercy, and he just existed and had enough time to get his coach back on cooldown to get out. Chef finds Fix early though. This could give them the point. If they can get this point, all the life is back in it for Blackout. Also finds Roizen. Every pick is going in for Blackout, and we all want to see more Overwatch here. Nobody wants to see a full hold, but once again, we could see anything happen right now from No Daylight. They've been doing the impossible. They res Saucy. Vix is back. They just need to clean this up. Fire coming out once again. Sprint factor. Finds nothing on anybody.
That's a tough tire to swallow though, as Dr. Chaboy's going to get a kill, but Rory will get the main tank, but Shabamba doesn't mind. He's going to get a kill on his opposite Ash, and Six is going to fall. Shabamba on this Ash, doing work as Chaboy's going to throw the Fist ultimate down, and that looks like it's going to be point A for Blackout. It was a tough series right there. Tough series right there. Point 1 for Blackout. I'm just stressed up. I thought it was going to be a full hold for sure. But that early pick by Shabubba onto the Mercy was a game changer. No Daylight couldn't get their team back together after that.
I've already taken 2 showers today, and I'm looking at a 3rd after this game right now. This is making me sweat. Bomb coming off the top. Who will it find? Nobody. Caught it like an outfielder. Versace Rain tosses the shield up. It's going to deny that one. But Nuggets has the rally, and as we all know, that's a free team fight win. Unless you can burst it down with a halter. They haven't been able to burst anything down. Here comes the rally. We're just going to run him right over. Roizen, though, falls. Rare is going to go down here. Bob's going to be trying to chunk away at this shield, I guess. Wish you could make a decision for Bob, but No Daylight going to find a post hold here. It's a nightmare of a point to push out of. 2 small doors up top, and there's just not a lot to look at. As I've said before, No Daylight is going to be looking good right now.
Yeah, if you're Blackout, if you can't get the cart past that second turn there, it's very hard to re-establish presence on it if you have to go through, like you said, these 4 chokes, as Chibubba will fall early, and that's gonna, if you're Blackout, you just have to back up here, just wait for the respawn. You have the ultimate advantage coming into this fight. Cam, what do you use as the Valkyrie comes in to try to get the win here?
I mean, you got everything, but you got to win it right now with a lift. I would go for a all lift right now. Blackout showed me a time or 2. Let's see if they brought it down to the tier 2 team. Vix is going to fall, and that has been the heart and soul of this team, finding res after res, but your boy is also going to go down. Now, let's see a couple ultimates. Let's see that supercharger. Puts it in the middle of the street. We know that's not where you want to put it, but it's going to do a lot of damage nonetheless. And it should clean up absolutely everybody. Bob's going to come out, and they will have a lift to win. Hopefully. Well, not win, but, take point 2 at the very least, which you'd like to do. But, I mean, Blackout is just scratching and clawing and having to fight for every inch of these maps. And it's getting played in the reverse of King Dro. King Dro is as dominant as King Dro. It's going to be a quick roll. Big lift, though, coming out. Finds the Mercy. Chips her down. 2 picks. What's the tire going to find? Nothing.
The tires have been off a little bit here this round. As the bomb comes in, doesn't quite find anything with the battle on point. Next time's going to fall from Chef Roblox. And it's going to be a cleanup battle for Blackout, as Storable is going to be fighting that 1v1 against the Doomfist. Shaboy going to be using his ultimate just to get back on point. A little bit interesting. But that's going to be point 2. Point 2 for Blackout, as next time's going to be a little out of position here, getting the bad spawn, but going to charge all the way out. And you're absolutely right. Blackout really needs to put in all the stops just to get these points, and with that long hold on the point 1, their time bank is going to be super low with only 1 minute and pretty much all of point C yet to get.
Back to that note I brought up earlier, perfection is what you're going to need to take this point. And they could just do it with a comp like this. I never thought online that the rally is so very close, and if it's used late enough, could win it. Bob finds Dr. Chaboy, and now they just want to lose this fight. See if you can get a rally, and you don't have it. Never mind. As I say it, Rose and Falls can't be denied his res. Doesn't look like it, but Dex goes down. Saucy goes down. He's going to have to rally to stop the full cap, hopefully, for No Daylight now. We're going to have a Valkyrie, Bob, Charger. This is everything Blackout needs. And the one thing, I've been talking a lot of smack on Blackout, but they're coming to play. They haven't tilted off the map yet.
Buxy just used that Valkyrie right before she died, so that's going to be no Buxy, and they're not going to have a support ultimate now. All they're going to have is that rally. But with a big lift onto Dex time, he's going to make it through with the Mercy Pocket, and with that, we will be going right into overtime. As Firebird is going to get the pick on the Saucy McNuggets. Dex time and Rory will get fixed though. Chef Roblox still going to take down Dex time as the whole reference comes in. Here comes the Riptire. He hasn't had luck with it yet.
Shrugs it off.
Doesn't find anything else either. But with
Grace
that
got
point
fortify
presence,
right through that.
I don't know if they have what it takes to get this point all the way through. Storable's going to get 2 kills at the end. Rare Raid's going to come back. I'm sorry, Versace's going to come back on that ball just to try to clean things up. As Rory's going to get the pick onto OGQ-san. It's a battle here just for cleanup. As Storable's going to get Sheriff Roblox. Ball's going to fall, and now it's just Dr. Jaboy on the Tracer, but he's not going to be able to touch. And that, Cam, as you like to say, and I like to forget about, is winnable.
Well, I'm glad. I was already prepping what I was going to say, and I was going to say, Kane, I tried you on map 2. I'll try you on map 4. What do we call that? And it is very winnable for Blackout. The thing is they need to come up with a similar hold that No Daylight did on point 1. You can't let them roll that first point. You need to do something with your defensive positioning here. And we'll see what they can do, but, you know, we haven't seen a good defense yet from Blackout. Maybe this is the map. A little extra high ground, put Shabubba on the Ash. Hit that Bob. Bob's a little swing factor. Shaboy plays some Junkrat. Just do it, man. Get a tire out there. Do something.
I'm not sure.
Give a double berry some spam.
I know Chaboy is a super experienced DPS player. I'm sure he could play almost any character on the roster, but I'm not too sure how his Junkrat is. I don't think I've seen it, at least recently. I'm sure I've seen it at some point in our playing careers, but
I was gonna say, you want me to go back all the way to pre-season 1 of Better Academy. He was playing for Eutychus Maximus in a tryout game basically, and he played one map. He played it. Yeah, he played, and I saw him play the Junkrat on Kings Row, and he was the only shining light for that team. Immediately got traded to Super Trash Bros because he wanted to go to something with a little more promise, I guess is how he put it. And also, before we go into this map, it's Vix Uzi. Real quick there, just so you
Vix
can.
Uzi.
Just so you can, you know.
Well, I think we've learned after 3 maps already that I am not going to say any names, right?
Bugsy, dude.
Vix Uzi. Okay. It's only took 4 maps.
Yeah, hadn't said it yet.
That's what
Heard
I'm
that
saying.
once.
What's the
and I was
problem?
like, absolutely not.
What's the problem?
Early DMAC and Aparica, I think he got res. I wasn't paying attention really. But we're back, and Chabot finds Royzen again. And he's playing this Ash, playing it with advantage. I think this could be what Blackout is needed. But a lot of space is taken up by No Daylight, but this is exactly where you want to hold before losing it. Mania dying late, and we're already looking at a whole left coming up. Saucy dies. They live and die by this Mercy Bridge Pump, and they're going to die by it on this fight. 1 minute off the clock for Blackout. And that's exactly what I was talking about. They need to win something on the defense.
Yeah, that was a great hold there by Blackout. No Daylight is going to regroup here. Storable looking to charge that Riptire that he hasn't had much success with on this map. Earlier in the game, he was getting a lot of value out of it. Hasn't gotten a kill yet in 3 Riptires. But the double shield on the side. What did they say?
Maybe the next one, you know what I mean? Anyway, Storable falls to the punch. What will get res immediately? I think Vix has had the most res in any VA game ever. We don't have any singular stat. We don't have a stat tracker, but we got my own visual eyeball. And I think this is the most res I've ever seen. Great supercharger placement. Nothing No Daylight could do to get this thing. And he's getting a ton of damage from the Chef falls. So does Saucy. It's going to be trades going back and forth. Tired, shut down, but Chaboy falls. Trades once again back and forth. Get that damage piece onto your Ash right now. I don't know what your Reese is doing with it.
Next time trying to get aggressive there is going to fall to Rare Rage as a big pulse on him is going to get the kill as the bomb comes out. And I think that's Dr. Chaboy is going to try to stall as long as possible, but does not matter as No Daylight will get point A on Watch Point Gibraltar, and a couple of bad spawns on the side of Blackout. Let's see if No Daylight can capitalize. Interesting by Chef Roblox to fade into the car instead of into his team. But I think he was just looking to try to get a new respawn and try not to charge ultimates any faster.
I guess didn't want to die late. Yeah, didn't want to die late, but you got. I would bargain to try. I didn't actually even catch it on my own visual, but again, a good hold. Got it down to a minute 30. They love to give up all this space. Dex is gonna fall, tries to drop the shadow. Blackout doing a really good job, but Dex gets rezzed. Dex is gonna go down with a lift. Blackout coming out on top. But look where they got this card. Look at it right now. They did that without doing absolutely anything. No Overwatch even got played. They capped first and got there. You gotta stop them on a corner. No Daylight makes Blackout fight for every inch of every map. And they're just saying, we want to take the fight over here for some reason. But they're gonna start playing in front of it, which I really like. I would even say Rare should move up a little bit. Start that spam on those doors.
Yeah, a bad series of spawns really hurt Blackout there, forcing No Daylight to pretty much just get the whole map. Or, I'm sorry, the whole point, but...
Whole point.
With that...
Rushing the thing once again.
That bomb's gonna come out, doesn't quite find anybody as Dr. Boy gonna be throwing his ultimate in there, doesn't find anything either, and coalescing throws. A lot of ultimates gonna be used in this team fight, not a lot of value that's gonna be coming out of it. Hopefully the supercharger can do a little bit of damage as Verbal throwing that riptire, and he said, I've had enough of not getting any value, I'm gonna get this free. And that's gonna be tough for Blackout to come back with, but the lift will be coming out, trying to change the tempo here. Versace Rain will get the main tank in Dex time. But Mania is going to be on that point, throwing the bomb out. It's going to get a little bit more hard progress, but
the whole team's back.
Spawns.
They got a ball too
on the side. You're good. These spawns came back. Rare Rage is going to get storable, and yeah, Blackout with almost 4 meters remaining on the point is going to get the hold. Shabubba's going to fall late, but I don't know if that's going to be a real difference maker with the No Daylight going to have to wait for all these respawns. As
doing their best No Daylight impression right there, dude. Coming back with some stall, little grinding for it, trying to take that point that's theirs, not just giving it away. But Rally online, Shatter online, pretty tough to deal with. How will they deal with it? Let's see, coming up right here.
Mania's going to be a little slow getting back to the fight, getting a late stagger from Chaboy. So next time, going to need a lot of his shield management just to poke around that corner as Sausage Dougie throw that rally out there. Do a lot of huge ladder by Dex time. He's playing aggressive. He's playing with an ambition right here as the Meteor Strike coming in. Chaboy's going to get 2. Rory going to get 1.
Chaboy finds 3.
Taking the team on his shoulders, doing work. I think that's going to be another stall. And if you're No Daylight, you just have to die here. You have to regroup, and you're going to try again. You only have 40 seconds left. It's going to be tough for you here.
Chaboy. I think it took 4 maps, but he freaking showed up, and he's showing up right now. Absolutely carries that fight. They had lost that on all accounts. They lost last fight to a Riptire, but this Doom Fist is what he's needed to play, and apparently it's what he needed to do the whole time. Vix falls early, 19 seconds on the clock. No res because she's the one who is far. Now Dex is just going to be walking at him. They have Riptire on the clock though, and here it comes. Can they counter it? Will it find any value? It's going around the outside. Finds Rare. Looking like a No Daylight point take right there. Not much they can really do to swing this one back as far as I know. It was on the Tracer. Blackout's still finding ticks in that fight. It's not something to win. It's not going to help them in this, but it's showing that they got something going for them. They want to see a map 5. They want to see every map played. They want to make my prediction correct of 3-2 nail biter.
Yeah, all No Daylight had going into that fight was that Rip Tire, and Storble didn't get the huge one like he's accustomed to, but got one that was enough to turn the tide. And now, with 1 minute remaining, only a few meters left for No Daylight to win this T2 championship. But Blackout's going to throw everything they have into it to try to stop it, as Ryzen is going to fall early. They're going to have to fall back, regroup, and this could be anybody's match right here. This is down to the wire. This is exciting Overwatch. Ooh, I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Storm was not close to that tire, and that's been their win condition every time. Blackout, 6 ultimates online, and they're going to pop one to start it. He goes in, he gets the charger. That's giant for Storm. But Dex goes down, and that's the heart, soul of this team. They do not have a res for him, but they will have a bomb. They will have a rally. Dude, there's a lot of ults. It's going to be a lot of wide presses and a lot of shinies.
Boy, in that backline.
Saucy dies.
And he will get Dr. Chaboy as the bomb's going to come out. I don't know if they have a shield to block it, and they don't! That's going to be 3 kills on the Diva Bomb Storm, and that's going to get OG Kusan. And it's going to be one fight territory here. They're going to have 4 people on the cart. Let them up. Dr. Chaboy will be able to touch.
Lift, Bob. Chaboy goes down. No one's going to make it. No one makes it. That's it. No Daylight wins the T2 finals. Unbelievable Diva Bomb coming out from, who is it, Mania? The DPS player, showing that he can get kills on any role. No Daylight takes our T2 finals. Let's see it one more time.
You can't ask for a better situation than that. Losing Dex time early in that fight, I didn't think they really had a chance. Saucy Nuggets also fell, but man, the big false bomb, the shatter going in with it to get the 3 kills, and then the additional from Storable. Wow, that's absolute madness. A great way to end this T2 season. I have no words.
I mean, I'll field some in. I mean, Blackout showed up. They won control. They lost a little in the middle. I got on them quite hard. But they showed up that map. They just barely lost to a gigantic Diva Bomb. They had Bob coming out. They had everything in their pocket to win, but the Diva Bomb proved to be too much. Roizen with a clutch stick. Oh. Season 2 finals.
And yeah, if you had to pick a player of the match right there, who do you believe is your player of the game?
Player of the match. Can I pick 2?
Go for it.
I'd go Storable and Vix. I think Vix got the most because I don't think I can totally attribute it to Vix because those tires were gigantic, but I really think they just had so much res value. So much res value.
Yeah, Vix did get a lot of res that I thought were questionable. Like, I was surprised that they went for them, but somehow got them. But that's going to be great coordination between the team, and you're absolutely right, Storable on... And Rory, on the Pharah in the first couple of maps, really put his team ahead. I'm going to pick Rory as my player of the match. That DPS match between him and Chabubba was awesome to watch. These players probably will get significant playtime in T3 next season. I believe both players have moved up. But a great way to end the season if you're No Daylight. Anything else you wanna close with here?
No, just No Daylight victory. They showed up today. Blackwatch had some sleepers over there in the EU. Wish they could have made it out tonight, but close match altogether.
But that's the way it goes sometimes, and with that, our final score is No Daylight 3, Blackout 1. David has beaten Goliath this round. We'll have plenty more action the rest of the season. Make sure everybody keeps tuning in. Keep playing those ranked ladder, and we're going to send it to the desk. And it was great casting with you, Cam. I've been Hurricane.
I've been Neely.
And we will see you all next time.
We're here, time bomb. I think Walrus has to come back. Yeah. Yeah. I can't really hear you.
Wait, yeah. Nope.
Yeah. That's better.
So we're on
Yep.
right now. All right. Looks like we're missing Walrus right now, but we are at the end of a really great three. Was it 3-1, 3-2? I thought it was 3-1 finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3-1.
3-1 finish there. And wow, the favorites go down pretty quickly. And that was some really great gameplay from a lot of different players. Our casters pointed out a lot of great ones. Vix getting away with a lot of really cheeky reses, and Mania coming out with some stellar off-tank play, even though he is more well known as a DPS. Zach, buddy.
I know.
My guy. Let's hear it. Let's hear some of the sob stories of what's been going on.
Well, everyone takes L's sometimes, okay? And we did take a big ol' L right now. Rory showed up on Pharah, absolutely dominated especially the second map. He did outstanding. On King's Row, he did outstanding. Mania, for not being an off-tank player, did do really well, as you guys have said. GG, go next. I'm sure we'll get him next time. I'm sure we'll be in the finals next season. We will have plenty of opportunities to take more trophies, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do sometimes is just think, GG, go next. And I mean, the Blackout did show up. They had a lot of really solid plays. I mean, especially the DVS were absolutely popping off, and especially on the earlier maps, some of the support plays were pretty ballsy. I really think that it was a great map, even though it only went 3-1. I think that some strong plays from both teams, but you got to give it up to No Daylight there. Eddie, give me some final thoughts on that map, on the maps, on the match, on the teams.
Very close, but honestly, it did kind of feel like No Daylight was kind of tipping the scales in their favor towards when we got to Gibraltar. It looked like Blackout was going to wake up and we were going to go to map 5 when your boy just started popping off on Doom and just punching people in the face. But I think something we talked about earlier kind of hurt Blackout a little bit, like just some old management stuff. Like there were times where 4 people died for No Daylight, and then somebody would pop an ult, and that's like, man, I get so tilted with that stuff because that happens all the time in my comp games. Like, we killed the whole team, and then Mora does coalescence or something. But you just can't do that stuff, especially at a level like this. Like, all the fine details are gonna be like any mistake you make is just gonna be magnified that much because these players have just practiced so much and are just a lot better. So
yeah. Exactly. I mean, T2 is the beginning of where all of those details have to be refined. They have to be taken into account. And while they don't have to be, polished smooth, they have to be getting there. And I think both rosters weren't at their strongest here. I know that that Blackout were missing a few of their key DPS, I think, right, Zach?
Yeah, both of our hit scan players against the Baron.
That's unlucky. That's unlucky.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I know that the Daylight was also not at their full strength either. But I think both teams really did well. No Daylight honestly blew me away with some of their play. To be honest, I was pretty upset when they beat us in semifinals. But man, did they show that they deserve to be here?
I was honestly surprised at like double shield, like Cam was saying on the stream. Cam and Kane were saying on the stream. It's just so good if you can just get everybody to focus and spam down that Ryan shield. He's so vulnerable if you just break it. But I don't know, man. Dex just found a way to just move forward just a little bit, get in there, be disruptive.
Yeah. I think the hyper aggressivity of his play. I don't know if that's the right word to say. I think that actually helped.
I agree.
In that sense, because he wasn't standing still, he was always moving, he was always doing something. It may not have always been like the strategically correct thing, but he was always doing something, which makes it harder to focus on as a double shield comp, right? And to his credit, I've seen Rory play quite a bit, and there was a scrim that we played that Blueprint played against No Daylight, where I subbed in on Ryan for a map, and I played against Rory, and we kind of rolled him. And both teams went through a lot of changes, but Rory has come such a long way. And I know we pointed out a couple of his other things, but like, man, he has grown so much as a player, and I can't wait to see what he turns into. I mean, Cam was talking about it earlier, Neely was talking about it. The only thing he was lacking is a little bit of self-control, but he's a monster,
Yeah.
I think. When he gets all that taken care of, and not to mention, like, Storable Nat, the Junk Nat, coming in with an insane amount of tire kills. I mean, what more can you ask for? You've got Rory popping off with barrages. You've got Storable Nat coming in with several really good tires. And you've got Vixie with the sick reses. I mean, some of them, I don't know how she got away with. And then, I mean, not to mention Saucy McNuggets. Either way, the ult charging there, I mean, especially if you look back at like Temple of Anubis, every single fight. And even continuing on, just the ult charges from that guy was just insane. And, I mean, Mania popping off on the off tank. I'm going through their whole roster because, man, what a great game!
It really
oh my
was,
gosh!
For sure.
Yeah. So I think with that, does anybody have any final thoughts before we sign off and send it off to our fearless leader?
Tier 1 is happening soon enough, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. T1 semifinals and finals.
Time Bomb. Did you know that BA has a Twitter account?
BA has a Twitter account?
What? Did you know that?
No way.
What is the tag? I can't remember it.
I think they might have that actually.
Maybe, right?
Yeah. Let me see what is that, because.
Is it Better Academy 1?
I think it's Better.
Is that what it is?
Pretty sure
I think it's Better Academy 1. So look at Better Academy 1 on Twitter. Give us some love. We just posted about this game coming up. We had a really cool poll. And I believe Blackout were the favorites. So it's nice to see the underdog coming in here and there. And King Bleed.
Only for a moment.
It's like going up against Thanos. Like,
you
really, see the cut side of his face. Like, you can beat him.
Exactly.
Right? You can beat him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that, I've been Time Bomb. And I thank you so much, Zach is a Pinhead and Eddie Dominguez, as well as Walrus Manslap for joining us. Thank you guys so much.
One more
Have
thing.
a great night.
One more thing. A couple of things to promote before we leave. I showed this during the one of the breaks, but we have the regional tournament coming up. I'm gonna put that graphic up on the screen really quick. Kane.
Yeah, and shout out to Kane, Eddie, and to Breezy herself. They've been working on all these awesome graphics you guys have been seeing. All of them. They've been doing a great job with all of these things. We've got a really great production team. A lot of the people you've seen tonight have been on that team, but there are definitely some unsung heroes as well in the background. But yeah, so check out these graphics we're putting up. You said it's the regionals tournament right now?
And then just, some off-season things that we have coming up. We're definitely going to have more pickup games, some, themed tourneys. Like, I know everybody's been dying to play some Sigma Goats. I got a taste of that in the pug with the Blueprint org last weekend. Yeah. It was super fun, so I'm looking forward to that.
We have a girls' night coming up too, right?
Coming up, yeah. And we're gonna
shout out to all the Overwatch ladies out there.
Yeah, we definitely want to get our ladies more involved and put them in the spotlight more. I've been working on a kind of a video series coming up to kind of get everybody leveled up for season 4 called Betterment.
What's the Betterment?
Betterment, yeah. So it's gonna be like a car queue style improvement series, just going over some basic things that, as my son walks into the room, some basic things that people can do to kind of just level up, man. I love the X's and O's of the game. I want to make it to tier 4, tier 5 one day, so we're gonna try to do some things to help people get there. Of course.
I mean, that's why we started in the first place, to help each other get better. Yep. So, I think it's really awesome that you've done that. We can all come together and learn at the foot of the master and his young apprentice here. Unless there's anything else, I think that might be all from us. Again, I've been Time Bomb. Thank you so much, Zach as a Pinhead, Walrus Manslap. Eddie Dominguez and the young Eddie Dominguez Padawan over there. Thank you guys so much. We're going to send you off to Breezy, our fearless leader. You guys have a great night.
Breezy, you're muted. Muted.
Muted.
Everybody in this chat has done it
Pulling
at
a
some
me.
point. It's pretty fitting that it would be me this time. All right. Congratulations to No Daylight for winning our Tier 2 championships. Oh my goodness. That bomb at the end. Wow, you clutched it. Oh my goodness. What a game. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Like, oh my God. And thank you everybody for watching the Tier 2 finals. Like, oh my goodness. I just want to thank both No Daylight and Blackout for coming out and showing BA their best. Again, great game. I was going to say right now, or remind everybody about our upcoming events, but Eddie and Time Bomb and everybody, they've already got it. They got everything under control. But yeah, I'm very excited for Girls Night. Where are my girls at? All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I've already said that, but yeah, thank you for your support. It really, really means a lot to us. And of course, thank you to Neely and Kane for giving us the amazing cast, Zach Walrus and Time Bomb for their insights on the desk. And of course, a huge thanks to OGBA owner Eddie Dominguez for both providing commentary on the desk and for producing this work of art because, oh my God, I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe. You guys put in so much work and you've created such a quality stream. Like, oh my Lord. Sorry, I'm gonna stop geeking out now. That's it for me. Aside from a quick shout out to Axe. I love you, sweetie. I've been Breezy Feather, and we'll see you guys all next time. Thank you again and good night.